What's up, FTFers? Today we're going from zero to hero, literally.
If you carry a firearm and discharge your weapon in self-defense, you could face hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees and expenses. So carry the protection of CCW Safe, Self-Defense Legal Services membership. Upfront payment of all criminal and civil defense costs with no out-of-pocket for members. Unlimited defense budgets, unmatched legal expertise. Carry the same level of support police officers have. Carry CCW Safe, the highest caliber.
On this episode, we're gonna dive into the great debate on the AR-15. What zero, 25, 36, 50, or 100? Which one is best for your rifle, and why do gun nerds argue about it like Ford versus Chevy? Just buy a Toyota. First things first, you gotta meet the rifle that we're gonna be using today. This is our budget This is our budget SHTF rifle that we've been highlighting in the video series. She's got a red dot, she's got irons. The rate of twist is 1 in 7, and she's 16 inches long. She's the kind of rifle that anyone could build or buy without having to sell a kidney. You know, I've been trying to think of a name for her, but maybe y'all could get down in the comment section and give me some ideas, and maybe if it's good enough, that's the name I'll pick for the rifle. What about ammo? We grabbed whatever the local gun stores had, because sometimes beggars can't be choosy, and if you're just starting out, well, this may be what you have to do. Thankfully, I was able to find 55, 62, and 77. I do want to say one thing though. I have tried to optimize this rifle for 77 OTM. In fact, I would really like Black Hills Mark 262. They just didn't have it at the store. But we're gonna do what we can with what we got, right? Part 2, what affects the zero on your rifle? Now, before we start poking holes in the paper, we gotta understand what affects your zero, kind of like a toddler messing with a TV remote. The first of which is your barrel length. Now, in general, the longer the barrel, the faster the velocity, and the faster the velocity equals a flatter trajectory. The next thing is twist rate. This one is a 1 in 7 twist. Now that's gonna be optimal for stabilizing the heavier grains like 77. It shoots 62 pretty well. 55, it might overspin it a little bit, but I mean, seriously, let's get real. From 7 to 200 yards, it's really not gonna matter that much. Then we've got weight and profile of the barrel. In general, the thinner the barrel, like a pencil barrel, well, it's gonna heat up really fast, and that is going to affect the point of impact. The one that people don't mention, or I see that they don't mention enough, that is really important, is height over bore on your optics. If your optic is greater than 2.5 inches over bore, then understand that that is going to play a serious factor into zeroing the rifle. As a matter of fact, it all matters, right? It doesn't matter if you're right on top of the bore or you're high. You need to pay attention to that and understand that it is going to affect the zero. Obviously, another thing that affects your zero is the ammo. Not all bullets fly the same. Just think of it like the different personalities at the dinner table. Yeah.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Then there's all the X factors like wind and temperature, humidity, elevation, the spin of the earth if you're super cool. And it doesn't really matter. All the work that you did in a ballistic calculator, these things can turn your zero into a wild guess. And of course, the most important factor with your zero is you. Typically, the rifle will do its job. The question is, can you do your job? Part 3 is going to be the zero distance breakdown. First up, the 25-yard zero, which is really great if you're limited to an indoor range. It's pretty easy and it's really convenient. But here's the problem. The bullet keeps rising pretty high past 25 yards. At 100 yards, it's approximately 3 inches. And that could be the difference between a hit or a miss on something small or vital. The 25-yard zero is a solid zero if you're living inside of, let's say, 50 yards. But for general purpose use, it's just not my pick. Next, we've got the 36-yard zero. The 36-yard zero is kind of a unicorn. It's in between everything. With the 36-yard zero, you definitely get a flatter arc. And point of aim, point of impact, 36, you get another one at 300. But that really depends on the height of your optic and the ammo that you're using. It works especially good with 62 grain and even with 77. You'll get about a 1.5 inch point of impact at 100 yards, and that's pretty good. If you want to stretch things out a little bit, but you want to stay within the mid-range, then 36 is definitely your zero. But it's not the most forgiving for all the weights. Which brings us to the 50-yard zero. Think of the 50-yard zero as the jack of all trades. For most 5.56 ammo, you're gonna hit point of aim out to 200 yards. On our gun, it's gonna be super easy to remember. It's gonna work with the red dot. It's gonna work with the irons. It's gonna work really well for real world shooting. And you're only gonna be off 2 inches over your entire effective range. Now, this is the one that I picked for our purposes, using that rifle and this ammo. It'll work for home defense, your truck gun, or preparing for the end of the world. And it's gonna hit anything we want from 7 to 200. Now, we can't forget the classic 100-yard zero. Hey, it's clean. It's what a lot of bench shooters use. However, there is a catch. It's not really forgiving at close ranges. At 10 yards, you're probably gonna be 2.5 inches low, give or take. In a real world scenario in CQB, that could be a serious problem. But hey, if you're shooting at distance, then this is a great zero, as long as you understand your holdovers and your hold unders. It's just not what I would call versatile for what we're doing. For us, it's one rifle with one zero with multiple mission profiles. No mental gymnastics needed. By the way, for this section of the video, I actually made a cheat sheet. I'm not cool enough to actually do the QR code thing yet, but if you want to take a snapshot of this, now would be a good time. And I wasn't able to get it all on one piece of paper. Now that we've got all that stuff out of the way, it is time to zero our rifle, and I'm going to show you a trick today that I bet the majority of you watching this video have never seen before. We're actually going to do a 50-yard zero at 10 yards. Now, this isn't something that I came up with, all right? Frank Proctor is the guy that did all the math and figured everything out for the height over bore, the ammo, all of the things, right? He figured it out. Today we're going to be using it, so I want to give him credit for it because that's where I learned it from. Now I get to pass it on to you. Okay, now there is something else that I want to go over before we get started, and that is safety, okay? Make sure you have your med kit available. Make sure that you have told people that you're shooting or that there's people around. Observe the 4 universal laws of gun safety. Have your ear pro. Have stuff for your hands. Have stuff for your eyes. It only takes one. It only takes one, y'all. Be safe. All right, so here we are at the range. I went ahead and used my Leupold to make sure that we've got 10 yards. Now, you don't have to do this. I've got it in a lead sled, and the reason is because I just want to take me out of the equation as much as possible. I want to see what the gun can do. Obviously, if you don't have a lead sled, then just shoot from a supported position. Now, I normally don't buy targets. I actually make my own targets just because it's inexpensive, cheap, and I just don't want to pay for targets. But today, just for the video, I went out and I bought some so that you could clearly see what we were doing. Now, what are the benefits of a 10-yard zero? Well, number one, especially if you have a red dot, it gives you the ability to actually see when you hit the target. You don't have to have a spotting scope or some kind of, reticle, a monocular, binoculars, whatever. And it's really good for people that only have access to, a short range. Now, the goal, what do we want to do? Okay, so our point of aim and our point of impact are going to be different. What we want is for our point of impact to be 1.9 inches below our point of aim. Now, I have no idea where the red dot's going to hit, and I think the majority of you probably aren't going to bore sight your rifle before you get started. So we're just going to pick one of the targets, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, I'm going to turn this on to the lowest setting that I can see. There we go, that's good. All right, now I'm shooting both eyes open. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for the bottom right-hand target first. That's just what I'm gonna shoot for. And we'll see, where it prints. All right, let's do this. Of course there's a plane. Focus on my breathing. All right, let's go for number 2. And number 3. Number 4. And number 5. Safety of the weapon. Let's see where it ended up. All right, and before we go look at that, I actually want to see another thing, and that's my ejection pattern. Where did the rounds land? in relation to the weapon, and that's at the 4 o'clock position. Pretty good to start out with. One thing that we haven't played with yet is buffer weights. So, okay. Wow. Check that out. Okay, that's that's pretty close. Let me get out and measure it actually. I did not expect to have to get out any kind of ruler to start with. Honestly, that's pretty crazy. I don't know that I've ever started one out and had it do that before without bore sighting. So we are at 1.5 inches. We got a little bit further to go down. Okay, I think our windage is pretty good, but our elevation, it needs to come down a little bit. It looks like up is counterclockwise and we need to go down, so we're actually gonna go clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now a little trick on your red dots is you want to go back 1 click. We're going to go for the bottom left target and see where we're at. I guess I should add that every optic is different as far as, you know, does it do 1 minute of angle, a 1/4 minute of angle? Just read up on whatever yours does. A lot of you are probably wondering, why did you go 5 shots? All right, I'm going to go to the bottom left-hand target now. And the reason I went 5 shots is because you get an accurate representation of the gun and you. Sure, you could go 1 shot or 3 shots, but you know, I don't know, maybe if you were trying to save ammo. But typically I do 5 to 10 shots, just depending on what I'm actually doing. I just feel like I get a better average out of that. And plus, you know, if you have a flyer, that it was you. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, once again, both eyes open, and I'm going to focus on my breathing. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what that did. Okay, I'm sorry I don't have a camera set up downrange, but it's not that far. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Look at that. 1 3/4 of an inch. Let's go back and adjust it one more time. Okay, I'm basically gonna do the same thing that I did last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna back it off 1. You know, another thing that I see people do is they get in a hurry. And this is a brand new rifle. I mean, we've got to break in the barrel, and that's going to take about 200 rounds. So why would you be, you know, snobby on the shots? I mean, at least make sure that every shot you're taking is actually counting for something. And make sure that you keep up with your round count, because that stuff actually matters. Let's do this. One. 2. 3. 4. 5. Oh, that one looks pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I was feeling good about my trigger press and my breathing. Let's see, check it. Okay, let's look at it on paper with the ruler. Okay, now this one is a little bit low. All right, and that probably could be me. But if you look at these right here, okay, let's put it up there. We are right at 1 7/8 inches. Let's see if I can put that there where you can see it. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. All right, so there we have it. There's our first 5 our second 5. There's our third. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave it alone. Make sure that the red dot doesn't rebound or anything. We're gonna shoot one more group on this just to make sure, and that would be 20 rounds. That would be a full box. All right, let's go from the side this time. Maybe give you a different perspective. We're gonna go for the left center target. Let's do this. Focus on trigger press and breath. 1, 2, 4, 5. There we go. Man, that is looking solid from here. I don't know if y'all can actually see that on the camera, but I mean, I can see it clear as day. I think we are good to go. Yes, plus we got 20 rounds through the brand new rifle. Y'all figured out a name yet? Just in case you can't see it, I'm gonna walk up there and we're gonna take a look. Let's take a look at our ejection pattern. Oh yeah, that's looking really, really good. I'm happy about that for sure. And let's walk down here. You're gonna be able to tell that I got better as we went. Had a lot of coffee this morning. But look at that, right there. Okay, that's 5 shots. Not punching a hole, but we're doing pretty good there. And if you take a look back, I mean, you can see there's our first group, our second group, our third group, and here's what we ended on. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Now, what I want to do with these last 2 remaining targets is I want to see, well, how does it do with 62 grain and how well does it do with 55 grain? So we'll do 62 next and then we'll go down to 55. And yes, these are all chambered in 5.56. I should get some 223 just to test it too. All right, here we go. The infamous M855. Let's do it. I'm shooting PMC for those of you that are interested. Let's see where the red dot is. That's pretty good right there. Okay, let's go ahead and make it happen here. All right, so we got locked back. Let's check out our brass. Okay, let's see what we did with that. All right, not too bad. Not too shabby. Okay, it's not exact science, but yeah, we're doing it. Okay, final shot. Let's go to 55, see what she can do with 55. All right, for this one, we're shooting American Eagle because that's what we had. Okay, here we go. Breathing and trigger press. 55 grain, let's do this. One, 2, 3, 4. Lock back. Oh, ejection pattern is a little bit different. It's a little bit closer to 3 o'clock. It's like 3:30 position there. Okay, I need to write that down in my notes. It's still not bad though. It's still really good. So we'll take it. All right, let's see, did it keyhole? The answer is no. All right, so I mean, this is only at 10 yards. So take that with a grain of salt. But I mean, as you can see, this one right here, that one's probably me, and that one's probably me. I mean, these are pretty good shots. Pretty consistent results all the way around. Now, this is the final 0. This is with the 77. This is with the 62. And this is with the 55. All right, she did pretty good today. I'm pretty impressed. She cycled, we had a good ejection pattern. Last round, bolt hold open. Now we're on our way to breaking in the barrel. We didn't have any hiccups. I'm feeling pretty good about it. But are we done? No, we're not done at all. We've got to confirm at 36, 50, 100, 200, possibly 300 if I could find a place. Jason did tell me that I could come up to his place and we could confirm 0 at least out to 100. So if you want to see that video, let me know in the comment section. Now, for all my experts out there, please, when you get in the comment section, you know, be polite, understand we're trying to help people as much as we possibly can. So, you know, get in there, do the right thing, help somebody out. I would encourage you, watch as many videos on zeroing your rifle. You know, there's so much out there. Take it all with a grain of salt, do your own math, get out in the field and see for yourself. Even if you have the exact same setup as me, there's gonna be some slight differences there. So if you're honey smack digging the video, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And until next time, y'all, keep fueling those fires.